Hello everyone, this is Looking for Laska, and here's our postmortem. Looking for Laska is a top-down action-adventure game. This is some of our early footage of the game, where we started developing the basis of the game, where its movement, its melee combat, its inventory system. We learned a lot in the first few weeks, where we were trying to set up a base code for our game, where we wanted to get something down in the foundation where we could work with it a couple weeks down the line and still be able to understand it, be able to utilize functions that we have in the past without needing to start from scratch every time. I think the first few weeks of development really need to be very clean when it comes to code. It keeps the project going in the right direction. Um, our game changed a lot over the time, even in just the first few weeks. We were starting out to be more of an RPG, and it went down to just being a more just fight your enemies in a creative way, level to level kind of gameplay. We ended up scrapping things like the inventory and most of our abilities to keep down to the focus of just using heavy attack to push and influence other enemies into other environments. And the team overall learned lots of skills when it came to designing the game. There was a lot of iteration where we kept changing the gameplay and how it was.
Our core mechanics began being centered around our heavy attack, which started as just a charge for extra damage to becoming a central point of interaction in the game. Each one of our 6 enemy types and our core 2 bosses interact with our heavy attack. Our melee enemy can have his blow deflected, and the sword will begin to hit his allies. Ranged shots can be deflected, the charged enemy can be turned around, the boomerang enemy's projectile can be flung back. All of these things interact with timing in terms of how charged the heavy attack actually is. Some other core player abilities include dodging through our projectiles, and we wanted the player to have some sort of ranged attack, and this started as a ranged javelin throw, but this ended up being way too similar to the knockback features of our heavy attack, so we scrapped it in favor for an AoE bomb explosion to help deal with the hordes of enemies, and the bomb also opened up avenues for us to have secrets like exposing explodable walls.
Our game started out like Zelda. Players would obtain new abilities as the game progressed. But then it ended up turning into a hack and slash physics game where you would bounce stuff off walls and, do cool things with your heavy attack. Uh, we learned a lot about reiteration in this game and constantly improving our scripts, and that in turn helped the game run a lot smoother. So something that kind of was iffy with our game was fast prototyping. It was a process we used, and I think it ended up hurting us in the end. We got a little lost in our vision because of all the features we had, and then it took us a while to refocus and find out what we wanted our game to be. I think I learned that it's okay to scrap your mechanics, because we ended up scrapping a lot of the stuff that we prototyped, and it helped us learn as a team that removing features can also leave a very positive impact on user experience.
As we reached the end of our capstone project, I began to realize how important the designer skills we learned played key in development. Being able to elaborate on things we needed to do or fix, as well as communicating with people from other departments, was highly important. The last couple of weeks were heavily focused on polishing our features and a full implementation of art and sound. Given that we did not work on a theme during the initial stages of the game helped a lot as well. This made us focus on core mechanics and rapid prototyping of what would work and what wouldn't. Once we began to work with an art team, it was very easy for us to choose any theme. Themes ranged from space, classic medieval, and others such as the Aztec one we ended up going with. This unique theme made it extremely fun for us to work with, and it seemed that the art team was very much enjoying it as well. They could play with so many colors, and the unique way our enemies were set up was very helpful for them too. Other skills that helped were coding and animation controller familiarity. Coding helped us in the long run given that our main focus of the game was the mechanic development, which in a way did put us a week or two behind when we were thinking about level design, but this helped us make solid decisions when it came to iterate our core gameplay. As for animation familiarity, this helped smooth the experience with the implementation of rigs and their separate animations, which helped accelerate communication with the art team and what we needed. Other cool things we were able to get for our game was our 2-man sound team. The communication with them was great, as well as they were able to get everything we needed. This is Looking for Laska, and thank you for watching.